Alright, what's up? It's your boy, System of a Down Fan 2001 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new album by The Weeknd, Dawn FM. Basically a surprise drop. Abel Tesfaye decided to just drop a new album out of nowhere after his successful hit album 2 years ago, After Hours. Longtime fans of the channel would know that I reviewed this right at the start of quarantine with 31520. Which is an album that I don't come back to at all, but I come back to After Hours quite a lot. After Hours is full of so many explosive songs, bangers, and a lot of different experiments that work in Abel's favor. My main gripe with the album is that it's not as cohesive as I would like it to be. It feels like just a compilation of songs rather than an album, and I think that Dawn FM fixes that problem for me. The whole narrative behind this album is purgatory, like the feeling of going to death, like the afterlife, but you're not quite in heaven or hell yet. It is a very interesting narrative that is quite fascinating to me. It reminds me of the movie Soul by Pixar, where it's like the little dude just like about to go blip out of existence, and he's like, oh no, I don't want to do that. That's kind of what this album feels like to me, except instead of him being like, nah, it's more like a, yeah. And the album is also narrated by Jim Carrey as like a radio host. Like, that's kind of interesting. This is like literally a radio to death. It's odd, for sure, but I really respect the experiments that Abel is really trying to make here. The album opens up with Dawn FM, which is an ethereal and cinematic opening that gets the listener enveloped into this world, and it has like the first instance of Jim Carrey as the radio host talking about how like death is coming, so here's an hour of chill music to get you ready for the experience of dying, which is quite morbid, but it gets you into the album, which then leads perfectly into Gasoline, which Gasoline, like the title suggests, is fucking fire. This song sounds like a straight up New Order track, but done with the hindsight of just the post-punk movement overall. It is a post-punk song, basically, and I freaking adore this song. Abel puts on this weird different vocal inflection, talking about existentialism during the verses, and then the chorus, he is just pleading to this lover to light her up in gasoline and that he doesn't want to OD. It's very interesting and hella catchy too, and this leads seamlessly into How Do I Make You Love Me, which is a house rager. You can tell the Daft Punk inspiration on this album, RIP my favorite Robot Boys, but my god, this song is a fucking gem. And there's like at the end of like the chorus, like the second part of it, it like has like these like little skips that like, I don't know, it feels so just retro, and I kind of fucking love it. And not to mention that the production on the song is absolutely stellar, and then right at the end, it's like a 30 seconds of ambience that lead and cascade into Take My Breath, which is an opus. This song has quickly become one of my favorite Weeknd songs because it just is such a sprawling and gigantic song that like crescendos into something way larger. It reminds me of the Tears for Fears song Shout. That song starts off with a simple motif and then it builds throughout the entire song until it gets just marginally like louder. It's like so freaking cool. And then after that we get to Sacrifice, which is like the biggest song on this album, and for great reason. This song is freaking awesome. It has such a grimy bass line attached to it with this dance hall hit type of like sound. It sounds like a Michael Jackson song, but done in the modern day. It is so good. Then the album comes out of banger territory and it goes into this interlude called A Tale of Quincy, which is Quincy Jones reflecting on his childhood, and it's very morbid, and you don't get that side from a lot of people, and it's kind of brave of him to talk about that on a studio album where everyone's gonna listen to it. But I respect it, and then it goes into Out of Time. For lack of a better word, Out of Time is smooth as butter. This thing is just so nice, and Abel's singing is so nice. I keep saying the word nice. I feel like Shaggy with the word like. Even when he is up in the, like, upper range of his voice, like, it is so smooth and seamless and sounds as strong as he would be singing in his regular, like, chest voice. As you can tell, I'm a singer. And I love how he doubles the octave, like, with the chorus. He, like, sings it in, like, a regular chest voice and then goes all the way up into his falsetto to get that last little refrain. It's so nice. Here We Go, again, is a slower moment on the album as well, and it features Tyler, the Creator, on one of the verses. It is actually quite good. I think that Abel is really just, like, talking about how happy he is with, like, this one girl, and then like Tyler the Creator comes in with a verse that's okay. It fits the song like thematically, and I feel like it's an overall okay song. It's not one of my favorites on the album, but I definitely understand its purpose within the flow. Then it leads into Best Friends, which has like this thumping bass that hits you right in the face. It is so good. Like, I really, really, really like this song. And then it leads into Starry Eyes, which is like this drumless song, like ballad of him just preaching, and it is so cinematic and so grand that it just kind of catches you off guard. I feel like this is what The Weeknd tried to accomplish with After Hours, having like this cinematic like sound to it, but I feel as if on Dawn FM it is achieved. This leads into Every Angel is Terrifying, which is a interlude by any definition. I don't think this is a skip though, because it provides a lot of context and a lot of great humor to the album, because there's a phone number that is in the song, and if you call that phone number, it it says your phone number back to you. And like, I saw this on the Anthony Fantano stream. He actually almost got his phone number leaked because he put in the phone number into his own phone, and well, that was almost really bad. But I think it really adds to the cohesion of the album just to have that track in there with like a bunch of different ads and stuff. So I don't think it's a skip by any definition. Also, Don't Break My Heart is freaking cool. I really enjoy the sound of this track, and the chorus of it is very catchy as well. A lot of these tracks are really catchy. This is where I get into a bit of a plight with the record. This is like the only miss I really have with it. I Heard You're Married is a song that on its own I thought was like alright at first, and then Lil Wayne comes in with his verse, and I was like, that's not necessary. Like, Kanye could have done better on this track than Lil Wayne. I'm sorry, it just doesn't fit his style at all, and I don't know, it just felt like one of the weakest moments on the album, and it's definitely a dud in the track list for me at least. But then the energy picks right back the fuck up with Less Than Zero. This song is Save Your Tears, but fantastic. All the Save Your Tears fans are gonna come after me here, but Less Than Zero is that song, but 10 times better. It is like so anthemic. It starts off with this little guitar line, you know, it kind of gets you into the feeling of it, and then like the chorus just takes you down. The synths just come in, and it's immaculately produced, and then I think the hook is way catchier. Just the, I can't get you out of my head. That little line right there has been stuck in my head for a long time. And then the album ends with Jim Carrey reciting a poem that he has over like this synth backdrop, and then it fades into nothing. That is Dawn FM. It is a commentary on death. It is a banger after banger album. It is just overall fantastic, and it feels like the best parts of the 80s coming together. There may be a few spots where I'm not as crazy on it, but in my opinion, this is probably the best album The Weeknd has ever done. It feels like an entire narrative. It feels like a story, and I freaking love this thing, and I've been replaying it ever since it came out, so I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Sorry for the brief hiatus that I had. I promised I would do a lot more things than I would do, but due to certain circumstances, I decided I couldn't. And if you're also wondering about this, I got into a terrible lawn mowing accident, and I had to cut off all of my hair. That's a lie. I just got really bored. Also, Just Bros recording a podcast just got revamped, and we have 4 new episodes out, episode 10, episode 11, episode 12, and episode 13 on Spotify, on YouTube. Please check it out. It is one of my favorite things I've ever done, and it's just an absolutely fun podcast to record. And speaking of podcasts, I am on a Bucket of Jake's Big Fish podcast, episode, I believe, 27. That episode is quite fun. You can hear us talking about engineering, NASA, music, just a bunch of different things, and it was a good time. Thank you for having me on, Jake. It was a pleasure. And I'm going to try to post at least monthly. I've been very inconsistent, but I'm going to try my best because I do actually get a lot of joy from making these videos, so hopefully I can get back onto that schedule. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Please don't dislike. Follow my social medias down below, and I will see you guys later. Peace.